AI podcast where we'll continue to grow. A world of innovation where dreams become reality. Come join the movement, let's take AI to the next level. We're breaking barriers, rewriting the code. Together we'll conquer, watch our ideas unfold. The future starts here, joining the revolution. Let's say our podcast, the ultimate solution.
And that's as far as we need to take that today. So we've tried this for about a half hour, and I think we finally got it figured out. We had a little bit of an issue with some of the audio and some of the video. So it all comes down to software. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is some other software, only AI based. And I'm going to just take you right into the broadcast. This is Best AI Podcast. All right, guys, we should be all back. I see all the audio on. I see all the video on. I'm going to start with Lee. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Hey, take three, correct? Is that
Yes,
take
sir.
three?
We're doing this one more time.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Lee Love. I'm the photo mentor. I'm a commercial photographer, among other things. And so I'm happy to be here. Talk about AI. I've been doing AI about 1.5 years or so now.
Awesome. Chris, give us a little bit about you.
I am a wedding DJ who went back to school and got a degree in marketing, and I love using AI to level up my business. It is just an incredible tool.
Ross, let's see if you got any audio now.
Checking. Got me.
Nothing.
Damn it.
Seriously, dude.
No,
I
you're
can
working.
open you up. But it's not in vMix. So go ahead, talk.
All
I
right.
have it.
So Ross McCamey, I'm the marketing maverick. We help people install different AI systems in their business to help them market and get people to buy their products.
Gotcha. Awesome. And Brad, bring it to us.
I'm Brad Zalas. I'm an award-winning creative director, author, and graphic designer. I've been working probably 40 plus years in experiential design, meetings, graphic design, print, and I'm new to AI and I'm learning as I go.
Got it. Awesome. Now, we may have a little crossover. I think we've got some video coming through vMix that shouldn't be, and it's going to overlap it on occasion, but I got to make sure I catch it. So, Ross, I'm going to actually let you start off with a little bit of mobile news. Do you got something for us there today? Anything?
Nothing really new. I know the R1 has really been hitting their marketing, and there's a lot going on there. Obviously, I've talked about Samsung before, and they're now announcing that going to be bringing the AI to the Fold 6 as it comes out in their entire new line. And then again, just looking into the AR systems, Apple's new AR system and VR system looks pretty incredible for what they're doing. And I think that's going to be really setting the tone for businesses as we go forward with the mobile industry.
Awesome. Brad, how's your book coming?
Incredible, but this week I had something amazing happen. I'm working with a client. I'm doing the audio version of his book, and we decided to do an interview for him so he could put it at the back of the book. Well, I loaded it up, the audio, into rev.com, and I've been using Rev for years, and what came back was perfect. I couldn't believe it. And I do know they're using AI to support some of this, but everything was perfect. All I did was enter who the speakers were on screen, everything, and no mistakes. Everything was perfect. I just had to paginate it and lay it out. That was it.
That's awesome. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. So, Lee, let's hear a little bit of the news. We heard what happened with Google.
Yeah, I assume first of all, Rev you're talking about it's a transcribing software. Okay,
Yes.
so just make sure people knew that. In fact, I saw a thing today where Stephen Perry, Tyler Perry,
Okay, Tyler
who,
Perry. Yes.
well, one of those guys who does movies,
Yep. That's the one.
he has a huge studio down in Atlanta. He was going to build an $800 million add-on to his studio. He's put the brakes on that since looking at what OpenAI is doing with this video product. He thinks it's going to really impact the market, which makes perfect sense to me. I think it's a very smart move on his part to at least wait and watch and see what's going to happen. Anyway,
Go ahead.
one of the things that's going on with Google is their ability to create videos with this new engine, and it's phenomenal, actually. One of the things that would interest me is they took a silent movie from Buster Keaton, ran it through this thing, and with no audio, was able to translate and understand and spit out what was going on in this video, which is very,
I
very intriguing
saw
to someone
that.
like myself.
That's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
very, very cool.
And I saw an interesting quote today too. When Charlie Chaplin met Albert Einstein for the first time, Albert Einstein said to Charlie Chaplin, "I'm really impressed at the universality of the work that you do, because nobody hears anything you say, but they understand you." And he says, "Yeah, the irony is everybody hears what you say, but nobody understands what you say." So it's like, and they had met for that first time, and that was the appeal of it. There's a photograph of them on the web right now that went around. A really good photo of those.
Oh,
two.
that's fantastic. I love that. I have to look that up.
I love
But
this.
I didn't mean to interrupt there. But
No. Good point. So anyway, so the bottom line where I'm heading with all this is that they came out with this image generator, which is really nice. Except the problem is it's got a little bit of a bug in it. No matter what that person is, they ask to generate the Pope, Vikings, whatever. They're not the right. They don't match the genre. They're all either Asian or Black, African Americans, and no white people. And so we were like, "What the hell's going on with this thing?" I'm thinking about it myself, and I'm trying to figure out how in the heck you could do that. I don't know if you even force the system to generate images like that. It probably would never do it. But anyway, that's the problem. So they pulled it off the shelf for now. Poor guys can't seem to get it right. They're just struggling, I think, with AI over at Google.
yeah, I found that kind of interesting, that no matter what they tried to posit out of history that was obvious, like when it comes to anything in the Nordic, what was it? The Vikings. They asked for pictures of Vikings. They asked for pictures of Nazis. They asked for pictures of anything that would no way possibly be representative of a white individual. And it would always show them as either Black, Indian, Asian, or even Chinese in that sense, whether it was Japanese,
Yeah.
Chinese, or,
Yeah.
or middle.
They
So
had
I'm
George
sorry,
Washington.
but somebody is trying to wash out
Yeah.
or whitewash, let's say, the AI, and that's very inappropriate. I don't care what anybody says. That
Yeah.
was done on purpose. There's no way an AI can start to, on its own, using historical references, come up with an idea that was so co-joined as it was in the images that it was producing.
Well, the
that
interesting
had
thing
to
about-
be code. That had to be
Right, and
code.
you know
Yeah,
that's
it is
interesting.
code.
Well, that's an interesting thing, Leland, because what that does is it means that we're not trusting of the system, and that's a very big problem for AI in general, because we want to be able to think that it's being trained on the right kind of models, and when that happens, you're like, wait a minute, maybe this thing's not as good as I thought it was.
Exactly. Thoughts, Chris?
It's almost comical to me. It's true that someone has to put in some code, some sort of prompt, in order to get that sort of foundational bias behind it. For me, I guess it's just not an accurate tool to use. I don't care what race that they're omitting or including or excluding. It is just, let's be, ChatGPT had a hard enough time being known for being factually accurate. Now you are intentionally steering it away from being factually accurate, which is just incredibly crazy to me.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Ross?
To me, it's terrifying when you really think about it. I remember being in middle school watching with the whole fear of the internet. And once you put all the information on the internet and you remove books, what is there going to be to hold accountable historians from keeping everything there? And the example they used was, what if you Googled who was the first president and it said Abraham Lincoln? And now you have a whole generation of children believing Abraham Lincoln was the first president. Same thing going forward with AI. You feed it in all this false information, you have it putting out false narratives all over the place. It gets dangerous really fast. And I think this is where, for us doing the podcast and anybody else in the AI space, it's our responsibility to voice our concerns about this, because if we don't, nobody else is going to, and it's going to be the people creating these systems who are out there controlling it and dictating how these things are done.
Well, it's ironic, aren't these the people that are screaming disinformation?
Yeah, a
And
lot of
yet
times.
they're the the YouTubes, the Googles of the world, and yet they're the ones that are doing it.
Yeah. Brad?
Yeah.
Which is screaming the loudest.
When AI first came out, it started to notice, they looked at it, and evidently, if you asked a political question, about government or whatever, it would lean more to the right. It was much more conservative. And then they stopped it, and then it got reprogrammed. And now you can't ask certain questions. This debacle with Gemini, now you can't even ask race questions. You know, my fiance is Vietnamese. If I asked a question about the Vietnamese people, it would stop me now. So it's they've swung the pendulum back and forth. And some of those images that I saw where it screwed up, I believe they had an Asian George Washington as one of the illustrations. You know, not that there's anything wrong with someone playing George Washington who might be of Asian
Artist
descent. It might be
interpretation, right?
Yeah, I
artist
don't have a problem
interpretation,
with that
totally.
at all. There's
Yeah.
no reason we can't
Not
put
at
the
all.
face on someone else. We do that all the time
Right.
with ourselves in costume. I mean, that's not an issue to me.
But-
It's the
But when
rest of
you
it.
are, it's when you start to program in racial diversity in Nazi Germany in 1938, the truth should come out, not
Yes.
some sort of amalgam of what you think it should be. And I think, Ross, you're correct. If we don't correct this and let it just be able to tell the truth and do what it's supposed to do, 100 years from now, we're going to have young people who really don't know what the truth in history actually is. They're going to have this amalgamized, controlled, image that makes no sense.
Yeah, I
Well,
totally
here's where I discovered this early on. I was trying to create images of cats, and so I said, what's the 10 most popular cat breeds? One of the most popular, I think the second or third most popular cat breeds is called a Maine Coon. You cannot, I tried to enter that into any of the image generators. It will not take it. You can put quotes around it. You can say, give me a cat name, brand, whatever you do, it will not take it. I'm like, wait a minute now. That's kind of odd. I mean, I understand the terminology is derogatory. I totally get that part. But this is in context of an animal, and it won't even let you do that.
Yeah.
That's
And, I think it's funny you talk about that because I heard Sam Altman in an interview about this say that he went the other way of being too controlled, and he thinks eventually they're going to release the restraints on it to allow it to be a more personalized experience. So you should be able to look up anything that you want as long as it's within your context. But right now, the handcuffs being on it is an OpenAI decision to do that. And same thing with Google, anybody else doing this, they are deciding to do this slowly and then release the reins. And I don't know how that's going to look at the long term, but right now it does get frustrating in certain instances.
Well, we talked about this last week when we were talking about when I was demonstrating focus, remember? And the one thing about that system, it's an open source system for image generation. It runs on your own computer. You don't need to be connected to the internet, and you can create whatever you want with it. And so there, it's in the privacy of your own home. That makes perfect sense. And there's some, large language models that are the same way. I think that's probably the way it's going to work. And that's fine. I think that makes perfect sense. You can do what you want at home, create your own. But if it's a public AI, then I understand there's some guidelines and some rails around it.
That actually brings up another good point
Yeah, go
for
ahead,
the
Russ.
evolution of these AI systems. Do you think they're going to spin off at-home versions that are offline?
I think they are. I think they already have, and I think that's one of the things these bigger companies are concerned about. If you look at Stable Diffusion, which is the third most popular system, that is an open source model, and their business case is what they do is they sell that product to companies that want to train their own data. So if you're a law firm or a medical institution, you don't really want to be training that on an open source or on a system that's open to the public. You want to train it internally for your own internal use, and therefore that's I think where that business model is going to win.
Oops, wrong one. I'm sorry, guys. I was going to post up. We've got a couple of guys watching. I got Shlomo, a friend of mine that's over in Thailand right now, actually. He moved out of Saskatchewan, Canada, put himself out there on an island way out in the Southeast Asian Sea. And he's talking, he was helping me with the echo there for a second. So we should have a few things going. He's curious as to, he's got the picture. There it is. Here's the picture of Albert Einstein. I got to connect it with the right feed here, and that was part of the problem. I'm trying to get it so we can actually bring these up on the screen for everybody, so just hold 1 second. I'm trying to get the title in so everybody can see what's going on when it comes
Called
to...
an insert edit.
Yeah, it's not even that. I'm trying to get the dang things to show up, so he should have added this. There's the picture of Albert Einstein and Charlie Chaplin that I mentioned
cool.
earlier, and he just happened to provide us the link.
It
Along
was
with
so funny.
along with that, Shlomo says, so this is the foundation and filters that they are using before they even got going. He says it is in a test mode, and there's something wrong. He said if there's something wrong with someone playing blackface, then these programmers, then the programming matters in the AI are extremely serious.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, for sure, because that's the one thing that they definitely harped on the most. And I don't want to get trailed off too far. We've already, chewed about 20 minutes of our time on social behavior when it comes to AI, which obviously we're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see some weird things happen. We're going to see people coming up with weird ideas, strange reactions. We already see the fear. We already see the pushback. We already see the fact that we have to keep this thing contained or it does get a little stupid and crazy and hallucinate. So let's move on to the next category. We started with video or imagery, actually, and we're moving toward video, but the thing that comes first is always audio, because no matter how bad your video is, as long as your audio sounds good, you're usually doing pretty good for yourself. So I asked Chris to dig in a little bit deeper into the app that we actually used to create the theme song that you hear every time we start this broadcast. No band put that together. No one played a single instrument, and nobody sang a single lyric. It was simply done by AI. And Chris is going to show us for a few minutes how that software works and how it can be used to generate your own tunes for anything, really.
Do it.
So
Do it now.
Give it to us, buddy. Give it to us. And he's just going to
You're on
share
mute.
his screen. I'm going to have to, he's going to have to unmute himself there for a second.
I was unmuted before and then it muted me. So every time I present, here it is. Does
that
everyone
what's
see
doing it?
Suno.ai for a presentation here?
You should, yeah. And I'm going to make sure that the audience sees that. So hold on just 1 minute while I put that on the screen
Wonderful.
for everybody.
I mean, it's an incredible tool. Not for productivity just yet. I'm just having a ton of fun with this AI songwriter tool. It is incredible the different number of styles and genres it can come up with. It's just incredible.
The song you sent me was amazing, Chris.
Yeah, you like it?
Dude, that thing was sick.
It was so cool. At first, when I first heard it, because I gave it specific lyrics to use, I thought it actually messed up and forgot the fourth line. But it was actually creating a dramatic pause to give us a beat drop and breakdown on that fourth line. And I was hooked. I was like, shut up and take my money. I threw $100 at Suno right away. I want give me all the credits. I want to make all the music, just the variety and the things that you can make. Suno.ai, incredible tool I've been using. I'm your presenter, Chris Troca, sponsored by the Best AI Podcast. Thank you, Leland and Lee, for putting all this together and allowing me to present. It's an AI-powered music writing tool. Generally, you get 30 to 60-second long song snippets. You either input your own lyrics, you let AI generate it for you, or you can do a mixture of both. So you can input some lyrics or ideas, and it can expand on what you provided. Now, you want to avoid using any artist names or lyrics because it will not allow you to actually create music. If it senses any copywritten lyrics or artist names, it's going to stop it. It says we can't create something in the style. So I recommend either hopping onto Google or ChatGPT and asking what style a few of the artists you're trying to recreate is, and it can create music literally just like that. Once you get a style of a song that you really like, you can actually continue with the same music, but get different vocal melodies, which is really cool. Each song even creates an AI album cover, which is pretty incredible when it works very well. So here's a 70s disco song. Saturday night, feeling all right, got my dancing shoes, got to let loose. Now, as you see here, I don't know how detailed it is, but this is just, you can see what's going on here. This is not the best AI album cover, but that's all right. We're going into the music anyways. The pricing is really fair. You have free credits. You can do about 10 songs per month for free, or you can jump up to 500 songs for about $8 a month, $96 a year, really affordable. So use cases, this can aid music writers and songwriters with song inspiration. Writer's block is a real thing. Sometimes we just can't get the music or the melody to get started with the songwriting. Idea two, since I'm a wedding DJ, you can create custom love songs for couples who are getting engaged or married. Idea 3 is business jingles or royalty-free music for your YouTube videos. And idea 4 that Leland will share later is going to be the custom theme songs for the best AI podcast. So let's make some music here. We're going to show you the Suno.ai music writer. We're going to start with some hard rock, some punk rock, pop, country music, club bangers, rap music, and 80s hair rock. So any preference on which ones you would like to hear first?
Punk.
Yeah, throw us whatever.
We got a bunch here.
You said punk.
Wow.
Let's check it. Let's go reverse. 80s hair rock.
Yeah, we're talking.
Generally, when you create a song, you put in a prompt, you hit create, and it'll create 2 versions of a song that you can see what you like and then play with later. So here's Rockin' All Night, the 80s. It is the 80s hair band song about rocking and rolling. I'm telling you, this thing was created from a single prompt. This is incredible. I'm going to show you another version with a very similar prompt just to show you the variety that it can create.
And Chris,
Turn down
Oh, sorry,
the volume
down,
down just a little. Can you do that on your feed out?
I should be able
Yep.
to pull my system audio down.
That should work. Thanks.
Take the stage, guitar flaring, drums pounding, ready to engage. Get for the sound, ground standing tall, nothing could stop us, we had it all.
Lomo says it sounds like the Bay City Roller.
Rising high.
I'm almost getting some Dragon Force vibes from this too. It's actually pretty cool.
so
So
Chris, can I ask
typically-
you a question?
Go ahead, Lee.
So how would you see this working in your business? Being a DJ, how would you use a tool like this?
So I had thought about the idea of creating custom AI love songs for couples. So I would want them to give me a 4-sentence verse, a 4-sentence chorus about how they met, how they fell in love, something about them, and it could create a style of song in whatever genre that they prefer about their life, about their love.
Yeah,
That's cool. Very
it's
cool.
a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
and especially they give you all the information, and then you let them kind of either you let
Oh,
them
we're
hear
losing
it
him.
first, or you debut it at the wedding. That'd be a lot of fun. That is cool.
Absolutely. Generally, in weddings, we don't want a lot of surprises. We like pre-approvals. However, if you get it just right, it could be really cool. And I see Ross's mind thinking already on how a custom form prompt can automatically send this to Suno and then create custom love songs. I love it.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I was honestly just thinking you could create their first dance song together. That way, it takes our song to a whole new level.
Sure
Yeah.
does.
That's
That would-
brilliant.
I was thinking of it for this. There's a lot of keynote speakers out there that like to do a sizzle reel, and it would be incredible to just create some epic music, like them coming on stage and just play something powerful that they can use.
What style of music would that be like? Because I'll do a song right now. Powerful, epic,
Epic,
like a rock anthem or a
like a theme, or you can do like a movie feeling theme.
Cinematic, I think, is what they usually call that.
cinematic. I should probably learn how to spell. Thank
Oh,
you,
it's not
AI.
important. Don't worry, AI will take care of that.
Absolutely. Thank you,
There we
autocorrect.
go.
I feel myself getting a little bit dumber each and every day the more I rely on these tools.
I don't know if I can rely on autocorrect anymore. It seems like every time I use it, it's trying to make me say something I really don't want to say anymore.
Never,
like-
it's
I feel like
never.
autocorrect has gotten worse.
yeah.
That's the Apple.
It has.
All right.
It's never duck.
So you got a couple more for us there, Chris? Because I'll pull up the other one as well.
Here it
real
is.
quick, just to let you
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So
Here.
the system within 10 seconds has already generated our powerful, epic cinematic song. So let's just hear what we're working with here. Rise of the Titans and Rise of Legends.
In the realm of darkness, where shadows dwell, battle is waged between heaven and hell.
You just created a new #1 Christian hit.
That's cool.
We'll try one more and see what the second variation was. In a world.
Yeah.
Nice
One man stands alone.
The best AI podcast around.
Chris, is there a character limit on this?
There is
kind of. I don't know about full character limit, but it does seem to follow a 4-sentence verse and a 4-sentence chorus style structure.
And how long does it typically produce a song for when you do that?
So it generally ranges between 30 to 60 seconds, and that can vary based on the genre, because if you have a higher tempo style song or your lyrics are very short, that can make your song a bit shorter, whereas longer lyrics or a different genre that's slower, it can take a lot longer, so 60 seconds.
And can you define the length of the song?
I haven't tried.
No, I don't.
I haven't
believe you
tried.
can. I think that's the limitation on it right now. Is
Yeah,
just,
I mean, there was some software I used a number of years ago, and that was really nice about it. You could tell it, okay, I need a piece that's 37 seconds long, and it would create music that long, and that's it.
yeah, there
Nice.
was a couple of them. I got my hands on one of those as well. I think it was called Retune. Was the one I was looking at the time. Lets you do simple background tracks, but it didn't bring in vocals that had the lyric capability that these vocals do. And that was one thing I found right away. Chris, why don't you come back for a minute? I'm going to go ahead and show them something here for a
It's a
second.
great idea. I love this.
Because what we
Yeah, it
ended up
also
doing-
needs to provide you with stems.
Yeah, I agree. Let me see if I think I know what was causing the problem. It was because you were screen sharing that I couldn't do the desktop share. That was why. So what I ended up doing to create the song, I'll just cover my account for a second really as well. So if I go in here and go into my library, which is something you could start a song at the beginning like Chris was showing, and it also stores them all. So you have this library of hits that you've put together, let's say, and you can rank them from good to bad and whether you like them or not. And then you can also copy those song links to share with people. The thing I found really cool about when I was creating the theme song was that I would start with one thing. Now that was the background track, but it's not the original that it started with. I actually started that song way back here with a lot of this stuff. Okay, you can hear that, right? Or
No.
you can't?
If it's
No.
silence,
hold on a
yes.
second. If it's silence, yes. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta make sure I'm on the right panel here. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Sound.
So this
aside.
should get you to it. It's gonna have to send it to all these guys out there too. So this is
Best day of podcast. Where the
these were just some of the flicks that I threw together.
everything's technology.
So I was trying to get an idea of lyrical and musically how I would put something together for the show. And like Chris said, you can only do like a minute at a time, but you can also remix the song. So you can take this button and take a song that you already have, and it'll take the verses and the chorus, and then you can change the style of the music from what it was originally, or you can go to a manufactured mode. He was using the song description. Custom mode allows you to now generate lyrics with AI and also use your own lyrics, create new titles, and then generate different versions of the same song. So you can take one set of lyrics, is all I'm trying to say, and create any genre of song that you want. It's not, or take any genre of song, create the lyrics, and then go put them into other genres so that you can see if it sounds better. One thing did you try any country songs, Chris?
I have, and I have a couple I could show you.
Please play one or two, because you'll find something really funny about the country songs if you want to do that. Or I may have one. Go ahead and play yours if you've got. Just play the audio through your system if you can, so that we can hear it.
Sharing screen with sound. So most country songs are about heartbreak, cold beer, and Friday nights. So that's literally the prompt I gave it. I said a 2000s country song about cold beer, Friday nights, and pickup trucks. And here's what it gave me. Oh, I turned my audio up, so let me turn it down so I don't blast your eardrums. Here we go.
Good.
I've a long way, working so hard. It's finally Friday, time to let down my guard. Grab my buddies and hit the local bar where the cold beer flows and the good times start. Cold beer and Friday nights, that's my kind of life. Cruising down those back roads in my pickup truck. Good good old boys and country girls, just all stirring up the dust.
That is good.
Okay,
That's amazing.
that's it.
Hold on. I have a great idea.
Go ahead.
You should create an AI fake country and western band
Oh yeah.
and just start
Absolutely.
cranking this out. This
Absolutely.
is hilarious.
What-
And yeah, that sounded great.
What I found though, and the reason I brought it up is because AI hasn't quite figured out the southern twang yet. It's when you hear that real hillbilly voice that a lot of the country singers use now, or they draw out their words, or they're hanging on
That's
an
right.
edge. It cannot do it. You'll hear the fluctuations in the audio files that it generates when it tries to.
It'll
do
figure it
a
out
hillbilly
eventually.
twang, but it will. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. It will.
Ooh, wait, let me
It's
tell you.
working on it.
I grew up in Pennsylvania.
So,
All right, you guys, let me get back to my demo here. I got some more music I want to show you. So check out, next up, we're going to do Club Bangers rap because I think it was really clever on how they actually put this together, because all the different music that they can come up with for genres is really impressive. So we're going to go down and see what we have.
Yeah, let me take you back to the city streets, where the beats be banging and the rhymes be sweet. I'm spitting fire on the mic, set the stage on fire, got the crowd jumping higher, no need for quiet. I've been grinding hard, keeping up the pace. City never sleeps, we move at a fast pace. I'm coming straight out the underground, now I'm in your face. Got the crowd jumping, catching fire like a blaze. Rise up, we're taking over the game. From the block to the stage, we're making it rain. Nothing can stop us, we're breaking the chains. Rise up, we're redefining the game.
I mean, listen to the songs here. This is entirely AI. I can't wrap my head around how good this is. Check out another one here. This is the punk rock Christmas in Punktown song. I gave this a prompt saying, hey, can you make me a song, pop punk song about Christmas? And it came with its entirely own AI lyrics here. Check this out.
So straight following the end is Christmas door. We're bundled up, pop rock swings unfold. The tree is glowing with the rainbow spirit bright. We're bringing Christmas to the dark side tonight. Jingle bells, marshmallow swell. Let's shout out punk carols and rebel like hell. Sam's got a mohawk, Will's got a lip ring. It's Christmas in Punktown, let the power chorus sing.
I mean, Santa's got a mohawk, Rudolph's got a lip ring. This is just incredible software. All right, that's enough music. I'm going to send it back to you
that's
guys.
great, Chris. Thanks for throwing that all together for us. So
Down there, southern
there are
border.
other tools out there. Lee, did you happen to grab one before we got to the show? Because I've got another one that I could pull up that's a little bit different.
I use 11 Labs, but for voice stuff. Now,
don't you
one
whip
thing
that one
they
up real
are,
quick?
one thing they are getting into, though, that you're going to start seeing them announce here shortly, is sound effects. So you'll be able to go and say, I need a siren or I need this, and it'll produce that on the fly.
Okay. Because I could just go ahead and throw that display up if you want, I think.
Oh, 11 Labs? I mean, I can bring it up if
yeah,
you
go
want.
ahead.
And,
Let us see what
okay.
it is so that people
All
get an
right.
understanding of where we're
Yeah,
making
sure.
our
So-
voices for stuff.
So 11 Labs is probably, in my opinion, I've looked at a lot of them, they're probably the best system out there. Let me log in here and I'll show you my screen. Okay. Share screen. And I guess, where do I do the audio thing? Oh, share
it's
with
on the bottom of the box there when you go to share. There's two switches. You gotta turn.
share audio. Okay. Let's see if this works. It's my password.
You gotta add your password to share screen? Really? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna bring you up on screen so people can see this a little better. All right, you're live. Go ahead.
Okay, so here is this is what the screen looks like. There's a bunch of things you can do here, but one is text to speech, and they just added a new one called speech to speech. And I was like, what's speech to speech, and why do you need that? What that does you record or upload a file, and then it mimics it.
Yeah.
So let's say that Brad does a voiceover for somebody. He can then say, "Well, let's hear it in a woman's voice." And it uses all the same inflections. It's really phenomenal.
Wow.
So,
Mm.
but let's see. So, what is the best podcast for AI information? Let's see what it sounds like. So what happens? You come in here, you say generate. Oh, I'm almost out of. I've been doing a lot of work here.
Podcast for AI information.
Let's see.
What is the best podcast for AI information?
Are you hearing that or not?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, we hear
I
it.
do, and that sounds pretty legit.
Yeah. So you can then go in and say, okay, so let's just hear what it sounds. This is my voice right here.
What is the best podcast for AI information?
That's your voice? I don't know
That's
about
not your
that.
voice, is it? Man.
If it
Wow.
is, you should
Yeah,
be
Lee, that's
and-
so
Just
different
like
in real
Rated
life.
in the past 30 seconds.
Yeah. And so there's a bunch of these guys I've got here.
What is the best podcast for AI information?
I don't know.
So, so I've done a lot of cloning and things like that, and people, my friends, and so here, see if you guys can recognize this guy right here.
What is the best podcast for AI information?
Here's how I use it, Lee.
Thank you for calling
Okay.
Best Studios LLC, home of AIO Flow and Best Live TV. How can I help you today? Press 1 to speak to an AIO specialist, 2 to be transferred to Best Live TV, or 3 to leave a message.
How you like that?
Wow, that's much better than mine.
Well, that's built into my IVR system. So basically,
Ah.
all I did was took the voices that I needed to message and route callers into my system, went in and typed all that text that I'm going to need to tell them whether they're at this stage or that stage or whatever stage they're going to be taken to, recorded all of that from text to speech, and put it into my IVR, which literally sounds like a real person when you call. I have yet to have anybody call and think that that's not a real person. So those voices are just phenomenal. I haven't seen anything better yet than 11 Labs. So dirt cheap, $5. It's $1 to start, I think, Lee, isn't it? And
My name
$5
is
a
Cam,
month.
and back in my day, you had to walk.
I
15
just
miles uphill
suck
in the
up all
snow
the
just to
stuff all
snap
my
a piece of
time on the
wood.
thing.
Yeah, we
None
can
of
hear
these
that. We
fancy
can hear that.
gadgets
Yeah.
that
Just
folks
so you
use
know.
today.
Okay.
And what's this?
Let me show you one more
go
other
ahead.
one real quick here. Let me share this again.
That's what we're here
So
for.
this
You guys
is the,
prefer 11 Labs to Descript?
Yeah, for sure.
it's a little different. All right,
Well,
so-
I wouldn't be surprised if 11 Labs is tapped by API for Descript, or if they're
Yeah, they
using
do have an
some similar
API
to
which
it.
I've written code for, and it works really well. So I have this guy named Nerd Gizmos, and it's a quiz
Okay,
system.
let me put that up.
And so this guy is from the future,
Welcome to Nerd Gizmo's Trivia
and
Quiz
here, this is
001.
all done
The topic of this
using
quiz is general
11
computer
Labs.
knowledge. We also have quizzes on programming, networking, artificial intelligence, and information technology. Nerd Gizmos is your place to have a little fun. And even if you think you are the bright
Nice.
limit is your cache memory. Let's get this data packet on the road,
Lee, you
shall we?
blow me away every time I see another video off your screen, I tell you.
Now that's all AI
German
voice,
accent.
correct?
What is the primary
Yes.
function of a computer's central processing unit called the CPU? A. Facilitate communication with peripherals. B. Store information for long-term use. C. Execute instructions of a computer program. D. Render graphical output.
So you were doing trivia. I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to talk.
You just need to get some AI nature pictures with this voice narrating. This is This is incredible. The tonality and inflection in the voice
The
is
correct answer
really
is
incredible. It sounds
C.
warm, inviting.
Execute
Yeah, he's
instructions
one of
of a
my
computer
favorite
program.
characters. His name,
The
his name is
CPU, also known as
Nicola
the brains of the computer,
Vector.
is responsible for
Vector.
executing instructions of a
Not to be
computer
confused with
program by performing basic
Nikola Tesla.
arithmetical, logical,
No,
control,
but that
and
was his
input,
inspiration.
output, or I/O operations. While it is involved in
Anyway,
controlling almost
very
every
cool.
aspect of
So-
a computer, its primary
All right,
function
so
is to
we've covered
execute
two things. Go
software
ahead
that
and hit
runs
the
on a
audio
computer.
on that for a second.
It manages
there,
the
Lee. I've
computer's
got one
memory
other
and
one I wanted to
processes,
bring up.
as well as all of its software and hardware. It also
We're
allows
still
you to
playing audio
communicate.
there, Lee. There we go. So I wanted to show one other. There's two other apps that are available that we can kind of play with a little bit, and I'll kind of bring that over in just a second. I still have Lee on the screen. One of them is called, if I remember correctly, vocalremover.org. And this one's pretty cool. I like this one because of one fact, and that is, let me get it on the screen for you here if I can. So this is a way to take music and pull out the audio track or the vocal track. So if you ever wanted to take a bit of music and put your own voice over it, or if there was anything else that you just wanted to kind of play around with and see if you could separate the voice from the music in certain areas and then bring in the choruses or whatever for yourself, you could do that. So I'm just going to take a quick file that I'm sure I've got here. I'll head over to my audio files real quick and just grab some music. So I will be doing this as a fair use, so if anyone tries to crush me on this, I'm just going to take something small.
We will send Brad after him.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to take, let's say, I'll find well, here's one everybody knows so well, AC/DC's Thunderstruck. Okay, I'm just going to load it in. It's going to take the song, and it's literally only about a minute's time that it's going to take for it to strip all the audio off of this and leave me with just a simple track with, or no vocals, I should say, and leave me with a track with just the background music. Now I can also...
Am I the only one who hears that?
No, I'm not hearing it.
No, it's not doing anything.
Like
yeah, it's the bandwidth on his end.
Oh, okay. But you can actually change the speed and pitch of music. You can come in here.
It's like he's trying to say something. I know it.
It's like, you guys can't. It's like
the AI have taken over. Leland,
time.
No.
Time.
Leland had his clone take over. No wonder we're having
space time.
I know what it does. It's
the
because
space-time continuum just on this.
We didn't hear any of that, Leland.
I know it kicked it all right. But you guys get the idea. I'm gonna have to just cut this stuff in. So you can record your own
space-time.
Recording in progress.
The space-time continuum just
stopped.
We didn't hear any of that, Leland.
I know it kicked it all right.
We're gonna put every hurdle in front of you today.
They have for sure. It's like, good
I
God.
swear to God, we're professionals.
I'm trying to get it to go here,
really,
guys. I'm trying to get it to go. It's not happening right now.
Hey, Chris, you know anything about audio?
I know I know a little bit. Yeah, I do.
You know what an XLR is from a TRS? Maybe we could go that. Maybe that'd be a good test today.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got some input output issues going on.
Check this. No, everything, the whole system on the inside just blew to pieces. Everything. So you see an output of me over here, right? That should
yep.
The reason is Zoom broke during this broadcast. We're using Zoom through vMix. Right now you're watching us through Zoom, not vMix, but our entire build was based on a vMix build. So let me just hide a view here if I can.
Well, Chris, I know the founder of Suno, so I will appreciate you doing the demo. I will pass this along to him. I'm sure he will be thrilled to see what you're doing with it.
There we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Please let them know. I absolutely love the tool. It is incredible the way that they have built this to be just this, pre-made song prompter that is all ready to go. Unlike any other ones I've used, I learned from their About page that all of them are alumni of pioneering tech teams like Meta, TikTok, Kensho. And these guys just love to ship code, make music, and drink coffee.
Yeah.
Those are two of my top three things. If they love cats, I am all...
Oh, wow.
I would marry them right now. But, I mean, it's just incredible, the tool that they came up with here. I'm having so much fun. Like I said, an hour after I got my free credits diminished, I signed up right away. I needed it.
But it was I let Keenan know. I said, hey man, congratulations, good move on your part.
Yeah, I would think so. So I just want to apologize for everybody for the disruption in service here, but we will fix this. This isn't unrepairable. I have the full audio feed, which will go out to Acast and Spotify and a couple other places that we've been working on. Podcast Unlimited. We're looking to produce on Amazon and maybe iPad or iOS in the future, but we think we've covered most of this. There was another audio that I found, Lee, inside the Pinocchio app that we've been pushing a little bit with the Focus or the Focus or whatever we're calling that app as well. That was one that'll let you, by script, pull audio from a file. Like if you wanted to just pull the drums out and make a WAV file, if you just wanted to pull the hi-hat out and make a WAV file, you can literally just throw the song at it and tell it what you want it to yank out. and it will yank that out as a WAV file. So
Hmm.
that is built into
cool.
the system. The name of that one's on the Pinocchio list. I believe that is, I can tell you what it's called right now. And that'll give people an idea where they can go play with that. It was Audio Ground is the name of the
Haven't
app
heard of that
within
one.
the system. No, it's just one of the open source versions inside the platform there. And I downloaded it earlier today, but I would have to fire it. I'm not going to fire that up now. We've
Yeah,
kept you
most of-
guys here long enough as it is.
Yeah, most of my focus has been on voice and lip syncing, because that's really the stuff you saw my animated characters. That's really my expertise or my focus right now.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody got anything they want to add? I know we're kind of off base here. We lost track of our agenda a little bit thanks to all the crap we went through. Ross, give us some highlights of where you're at right now and where you're headed with things.
Right now, I'm laser focused on the business side of things. We're going in and we're putting in conversational AI. So that's where I'm at on everything, and streamlining the real monetization of AI. So that's the biggest thing that I want to stay focused on, is how do we take all this stuff that's really cool and actually make money with it?
Gotcha. Perfect. Chris, what about you? You got anything you want to close with here? We're just going to wrap this up here in a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of similar to Ross, our focus is really on helping business owners save time and make money. Some of that is through AI, some of it is other software. But again, we're just trying to provide value to business owners, which is really exciting. And also, Ross, for you, I do have your aggressive melodic rock song that you requested. It does not seem that there's a character limit to it. So I have four dynamic tracks for you to
That's
enjoy,
awesome.
and we'll
I
see
was
if we can
trying to
make some
figure out
music.
how to do Linkin Park without having copyright.
Did you ask ChatGPT to describe the style of Linkin Park?
100%.
It was, have to do.
It was so detailed. I was like, yeah, I was like, I know what is about to come from this. And if we can't get it from that prompt, I'm gonna test something a little bit different to see if we can get a more Linkin Park style song. But let's make an album, man. This is too easy.
Yeah,
It's funny.
That's awesome.
We'll be all right. Brad, do you have anything? Are you going to follow up then next week maybe on where you're at on the book? I think that'd be a
Absolutely.
thing we can touch
Yeah.
on. And next week also, we're going to take it a little bit deeper. We've covered pictures. We've covered audio a little bit. We didn't have to do it in the best way fashion live, but hopefully we'll fix that in the post edit. Next, we're going to talk about video. A little text to video, a little bit of video enhancement, a little bit of video editing, and the way we can use these audio and graphical image generators to help us create better videos. So next week, that's what we're looking at. Anything you'd like to close with, Lee, before we wrap it up?
No, I just wanted to put cover what the other guys have said, and that is, I do believe what we've seen last year was the technology and the excitement around what's going on in the technology. I think in 2024, people are really looking at how to apply this to business and how do I use it to make money. And that's what's really going to propel AI. Because if you think about it, the same thing happened to the internet, right? Internet came along, people could send emails or, rudimentary things. Oh, it's pretty interesting, pretty valuable. Once e-commerce and things like that took off, then the internet took off. I think we're going to see the exact same model, except faster with AI.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, guys, that's all we've got for you tonight.
Thanks.
Apologize if it didn't go down like we thought it would, but come back tomorrow. We're going to put this thing up on YouTube, where it's going to broadcast as a premiere at 12 noon, as we always do on YouTube, so that you can actually go out and watch the fixed up version of what we did here tonight. We'll see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. here at Best AI Podcast. You can go join us at AI Fusion, which is the group Ross put together for us on Facebook. We also have a Best AI Podcast group and page available, so make sure you head out there and say hi, and be sure to subscribe to us out on YouTube. Thanks for being here, everyone. Take care and have a great evening.
Thank you, Leland. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
This digital age, we're breaking the mold. With AI fusion, let the story unfold. From life to business, the future is here. Unlock the potential, make it crystal clear. It's time to fuse, let the sparks ignite. AI in action, reaching you.